How to get lean fast by sleeping more. 6 simple science-based steps. What if I told you could burn more calories by sleeping? I know it sounds like a dream. The good news is it's possible. The bad news is it's not with all kinds of sleep. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to lose that fat tissue, chest fat, love handles, belly fat by sleeping more. Think about the last time you woke up feeling fresh. It's usually followed by being in a great mood and having a productive day. But have you ever wondered why sometimes you'll sleep for 7 hours and feel more satisfied than a night you sleep for 10 hours? What could be the science behind this? In this video, I'll talk about the importance and the important stages of sleep and how you can use sleep to lose weight and be more productive with your time. Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Diamonds and I'm the founder of Sculpt by Science. We help busy professionals reach their peak performance with their health and energy and finally get lean sustainably. I personally call sleep the silent partner in your fat loss journey. All of my clients know how much I prioritize sleep. I always tell them the weapon is right there in front of them and only a few of them are taking advantage of it. It's highly underappreciated. My client Tori, and now part of my client success team at Sculpt by Science, dropped 38 pounds in 16 weeks and sleep was a major factor that changed everything. The same with JL, he dropped 54 pounds in the 16 weeks and Wayne dropped 40 pounds of fat tissue in the 16 weeks by sleeping more. If you want to achieve the same results, you're a busy professional and you want to be at peak performance not only with your career but with your health as well, you want to have your energy back and you want to see your six-pack at least once in your life, or the last time you saw it was in high school or college, fill out the application in the description of this video to work with me. Getting between 7 to 9 hours alone of sleep made my fat loss process almost 2 times easier compared to my previous years alone. I know this was probably the most helpful thing my clients got from me in our transformation journey. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), 1 in every 3 people in the United States is not getting enough recommended sleep of 7 to 9 hours per night on a regular basis. Now, there's an interesting trend here. 42% of adults in the US have obesity, and that's increased over the past decade. No one denies that multiple factors play a role in this, but sleep and modern lifestyle are not the main factors. Let's dive into the powerful science behind this and what the connection is. We need to understand the stages of sleep first and how each stage contributes to fat loss. Our sleep cycle consists of 2 main types: the non-REM sleep, which has 3 stages, and REM sleep. The entire sleep cycle takes about 90 to 110 minutes to complete, and we cycle through it multiple times each night. Alright, so let's simplify the stages. Consider falling asleep as starting a movie. Non-REM sleep is like the opening scene of this movie, setting up the stage for the story to unfold. In the first stage, we call it N1, falling asleep. During this stage, our heartbeat and breathing start to slow down. Our eye movements start to decrease and our muscle begins to relax, letting go of the hustle of the day. This is the light sleep, and you can be easily awakened, just like how you might be easily distracted from the start of a movie as a latecomer. But as we move into the deeper stages, it becomes harder to be distracted from the unfolding story. It lasts about 1 to 7 minutes. As sleep continues, we transition into stage N2, light sleep, which is like the main plot of the movie starting to unfold. Our heart rate and body temperature drop further, and the outside world is all but forgotten. Our eye movements start to stop. This stage accounts for about 40 to 60% of our sleep, much like how the main plot forms the bulk of a movie. But it is still light sleep, and you're gradually moving into deeper sleep. This stage is indirectly essential for proper metabolic regulation. The third stage, N3, deep or slow wave sleep, is the climax of the movie. This is called deep or slow wave sleep. It's during this stage that the body does a lot of its repair work. Growth hormone is released, helping cell regeneration, and the immune system is strengthened. This stage helps you feel refreshed in the morning. If you're woken up during this stage, it's like being pulled away from the middle of the movie at its climax. You'll feel very groggy and disoriented. It accounts for 20% of your sleep. The release of growth hormone signals cells and tissue repairs and builds muscle mass. A higher muscle mass can increase your resting metabolic rate, meaning you'll burn more calories even when you're not exercising. This stage is also responsible for blood glucose metabolism, so disruptions in this stage can lead to insulin resistance and weight gain. After the deep sleep stages, we shift into REM sleep, which is like the end of the movie where the loose ends are being tied up. This stage is where most of our dreaming occurs. It's characterized by rapid eye movement, increased brain activity, and faster breathing, like the flurry of emotions you feel during the movie's resolution. REM sleep is when your brain is the most metabolically active. It occupies 20 to 25% of healthy sleep sessions. This stage of sleep is when your body burns the most calories. Poor REM sleep can lead to overeating and cravings of unhealthy foods. hormones. In simple terms, disruption or little sleep will lead to a state of decreased metabolism and increased appetite and cravings. Additionally, too little sleep triggers cortisol spikes, the stress hormone that signals your body to conserve energy to fuel your waking hours. Therefore, to properly maintain a healthy metabolism and tissue health, you need a minimum of 4 to 6 sleep cycles a night. A 2012 study by Swedish Study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, looked at the connection between sleep and junk food cravings in choosing bigger portions. This is a very interesting study. The study shows that the lack of sleep does not only increase your caloric intake by 250 to 300 calories, but it also increases cravings for high-carb meals, the junk food, the sweets. So there is a science behind why after a restless night of sleep, or after only getting 4 to 5 hours in you, you find yourself reaching for that chocolate muffin or that large pizza. Guys, this is how important your sleep is. It makes you make better food choices. Another study also researched the effects of our hunger hormones leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is produced by our body's fat cells, and its main job is to tell the brain that you've had enough to eat. Ghrelin, on the other hand, is known as the hunger hormone. It's released primarily in the stomach, and when your stomach is empty, ghrelin goes to the brain and says, hey, we need food down here. Together, leptin and ghrelin help regulate your hunger and fullness signals, keeping your food intake in check. According to research, sleep deprivation decreased leptin by 10% and increased ghrelin by 28%, which means not only do you lose less fat, you also feel hungrier when you sleep less. A 2018 study by Wang and colleagues had a group of participants in a caloric restricted diet, and they were separated into 2 groups. A control group slept normal hours and one group slept 1 hour less for 5 nights. The results were staggering. Both groups lost an equal amount of weight due to caloric restriction, but what they lost exactly was the interesting part. The group that slept enough hours lost approximately 85% of the fat. In completely inverse proportion, the group that slept 1 hour less per day lost 85% of that as muscle mass. The study simply highlights the importance of sleep and its essence in true body recomposition. It is in my own experience, if we want to truly achieve pure fat loss, we simply have to pay more attention to how much sleep we're getting. How many hours of sleep should we get? This can vary according to age, but the general guideline for adults is between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. Below is the recommended hours of sleep by the Sleep Foundation. So here is the recommended hours by the Sleep Foundation. So how can we get the best quality of sleep? Step 1, regularity. This is not where I tell you go to bed early and wake up early. There's no one-size-fits-all bedtime. According to the Sleep Foundation, there are different types of sleep patterns, also known as your chronotype, which is your body's natural preference for when you like to sleep and wake up. It's like your body's own built-in schedule for sleep and wakefulness. This is where the term early birds and night owls come from. The point here is you have to know what pattern works best for your body and your schedule and stick to it. Your body loves routine, and setting up a consistent sleep schedule can significantly boost your sleep quality and metabolism. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends and days off if you can. This practice helps regulate your body's internal clock and ensures that you reach each stage of sleep and the recommended number of times per night. Remember that it should be tailored to your needs and your lifestyle. Ideally, align your sleep with the natural rhythm of daylight and darkness for the best health benefit. Step 2, darkness. Light tells the body it's time to be awake, and darkness tells the body it's time for sleep. Our bodies are programmed to respond to light and darkness, whether it's natural sunlight or artificial light from lamps and electronic devices. And in response, the melatonin hormone, which is the hormone that promotes sleepiness, gets either stimulated or suppressed. Different types of light produce different effects on our brain. For example, blue light is the type of light that comes from the sun, but it's also emitted by LED lights and electronic devices, including your phone, TV, tablets, and computers. This light has a specific range of wavelengths, somewhere between 400 to 495 nanometers, and the part that really gets us is around that 460 to 480 nanometers. Here is how it messes with your sleep. When you look at your phone or other sources of blue light, your eyes detect the light and send a message to the brain. Your brain has a special area called the SCN, which acts like a master clock. When it gets the message that you're seeing light, it thinks it's daytime. The SCN tells another part of your brain, the pineal gland, to stay off. The gland's job is to produce melatonin when it's dark, which helps you with your sleep. Because the SCN thinks it's daytime due to the blue light, it tells the pineal gland to not produce melatonin. This means that your electronic devices induce similar effects to sunlight, and being exposed to them around your sleep time suppresses melatonin production, and it's harder for you to fall asleep. Furthermore, light exposure makes it more likely that you wake up between cycles, leading to fragmented rest. 2 things I highly recommend. Stop using your electronic devices at least 30 minutes before you sleep. But if you can't do this, I propose 2 other solutions. Either invest in a pair of blue light blocker glasses and wear them at night, or activate night shift on your phone and schedule it according to your sleep so your phone activates it automatically every night. Choose warmer colors like orange to red. This will reduce the blue light from your devices, but it is less effective than wearing the blue light glasses. Second, dimming the lights in your room 1 to 2 hours before bed. This is also an incredible trigger for your brain and telling it that sleep time is near. But if you're not a fan of darkness, recent studies have discovered that red light to be the best color light to help you sleep because it doesn't suppress melatonin production and might even help with your sleep quality. As a general rule, it is best to sleep in as much darkness as possible, and pitch darkness reduces potential distraction and disruption to your sleep. Step 3. Limit your caffeine. Coffee can sabotage your sleep quality and negatively affect your weight loss plan. Caffeine is a stimulant. It has the ability to cause alertness and wakefulness, which is why we love having it in the morning. Coffee, energy drinks, and pre-workouts are the most common caffeine-containing drinks, and most people take them on a daily basis. That being said, there are 3 massive hidden features of caffeine. Its half-life. Half-life is the amount of time it takes for the quantity of a substance to be reduced to half of the original amount. The half-life of caffeine is about 5 hours and the quarter life is about 10 hours. So that means after 5 hours of having a cup of coffee, 50% of the caffeine is still floating around in the bloodstream and still 25% after 10 hours. So if you have a cup of coffee at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, that means at midnight, you're still gonna have a quarter cup of coffee in your system. This can make it harder for any individual to fall asleep. Caffeine is very good at blocking your deep sleep. According to Dr. Matthew Walker, the #1 sleep expert, studies have shown that caffeine can decrease the amount of time you spend in deep sleep by 15 to 30%, particularly if it's consumed closer to bedtime. This can lead to waking up or feeling less refreshed and restored. You might say, I can drink a cup of coffee right before sleep and fall asleep right away. Well, quality of your sleep is what we're most affected by. Caffeine is anxiogenic, in other words. It can increase anxiety in some individuals. This is because caffeine stimulates the release of stress hormones and can overstimulate the nervous system, leading to the feelings of anxiety and nervousness. This can turn impact your sleep quality. It can make it harder to fall asleep. So here's a tip. Reduce or control your caffeine intake. The FDA indicates that it is generally safe for adults to consume up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day. However, there can be a lot of variation in the way people respond and metabolize caffeine. Some people might not be able to tolerate that much. My clients had the same problem, not knowing that this effect of caffeine can affect their sleep, drinking an extra cup past 2 p.m. The solution, at the very least, I would stop consuming caffeine between 11 a.m. and midday if I felt dangerous. This was a hard cutoff for caffeine intake and it improved my sleep and overall gains dramatic. Step number 4, limit your alcohol. While alcohol can make you feel sleepy and even help you fall asleep faster, it's not a sleeping aid and it is a sedative. This is why the quality of sleep you get after drinking is often far from ideal. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep at least during the first half of the sleep period, which is the stage associated with burning calories during sleep and the memory learning. And let's not forget the frequent bathroom trips. Alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it increases urine production and can often lead to multiple awakenings during the night. According to the Sleep Foundation, moderate amounts of alcohol, 2 servings of alcohol per day for men or 1 serving per day for women, decrease your sleep quality by 24%. And having more than 2 servings of alcohol per day for men or 1 serving per day for women decrease sleep quality by 39.2%. Step 5. Temperature. You might not have realized this, but your bedroom temperature plays a crucial role in how well you sleep. A room that is too hot or too cold is not ideal for quality of sleep. The science behind this is that your body temperature naturally fluctuates throughout the day and night, following a circadian rhythm. Body temperature decreases during the evening and reaches its lowest point in the early hours of the morning. This helps to initiate and maintain sleep. This natural decrease in the body temperature is very important to the sleep process, but it can be influenced by the temperature of your environment and your bedroom. When your bedroom is too warm, it can interfere with the natural cooling process and it could lead to problems such as difficulty in falling asleep, frequent awakenings, and the lower quality of REM sleep, while a room that is too cold can lead to chills and discomfort. Both might result in waking up feeling tired and despite having slept for enough hours. According to sleep experts, the ideal room temperature range for sleep is between 18 degrees to 20 degrees Celsius, that is 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Having your bedroom at the optimal temperature can mimic your body's natural sleep temperature drop, signaling to your body that it's time to sleep. Therefore, maintaining a cooler room temperature can potentially enhance your sleep quality by aligning your body's natural sleep-inducing processes. Keeping your room within the cooler temperatures can help you facilitate this process, leading to better sleep and deeper sleep. Step 6. Walk it out. Picture this. You're laying in bed and minutes are ticking by and sleep is just not happening. What do? Well, let's talk about it. We've all had those nights. No matter what we do, we just can't seem to fall asleep. It can be frustrating, and often sometimes you worry about it, the harder it becomes to sleep. So here's the tip. If you've been laying in bed for 20 to 30 minutes or more and sleep is nowhere in sight, don't just lie there. Instead, walk it out, get out of bed, go to another room, and engage in a calming, non-stimulating activity. This could be anything from reading a book, listening to music, meditating, performing deep breathing techniques, or doing some gentle stretching. Try not to eat or drink anything other than water, and most importantly, don't use your phone. The idea behind this tip is based on the cognitive behavioral therapy of insomnia. The goal is to break the association your mind might be forming between your bed and the struggle to fall asleep. By getting out of bed when sleep isn't happening, you're sending a message to your brain that bed equals sleep, not wakefulness and frustration. So from this, we understand how underrated sleep is and that the quality is a really big deal when it comes to sleep. This is why 7 hours of sleep might have felt more refreshing for you than 10 hours of sleep on a weekend. Follow these steps and you'll see a dramatic change in your energy levels, your gains, and overall health. If you sleep under 6 hours a night, you're setting yourself up for an uphill battle with your metabolism. Sleeping 6 hours a night or less will slow down your BMR and contribute to chronic stress, leading to burnout and weight gain, an overall breakdown of your body. How to track your sleep quality. Lastly, if you're interested in knowing your sleep quality and you have an Apple Watch or any other wearable device, there are many applications that tell us quality of the sleep and how much time you spend in each state. The two highest rated sleep trackers are Sleep Score and Sleep Cycle, but they're both available on iOS and Android. Promise I'm not sponsored. They give you a detailed analysis of your sleep stages to monitor your sleeping pattern from bedtime until you wake up, and later can be used to improve your sleeping habit. They have different features like sleep tips, smart alarm clocks, and waking sleep data. Give it a try. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you apply any of the tips or all of them, watch how much of a better position you'll be. You'll be sleeping more, and you'll see how easy fat loss is finally with all the tips I mentioned. If you want me to help you directly with getting into better sleep, I do this with my clients all the time and we implement different strategies. Go into the description of this video, fill out the application to work with me, and let's get you in the best shape of your life. And if you did enjoy the video, let me know how many hours are you sleeping. And if you did enjoy the video, let me know in the comments, how many hours are you sleeping? Do you feel rested? Don't you feel rested? Are you struggling? And I can help you and give you a few tips and ideas in the comment section down below. And for the boy, gently hit the video with a gentle thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.